Hey girl, my name is Starla Shay. Welcome back to the Girl Start Over channel, a safe space for women to heal, rebuild, and rise again. So girl, today we're going to be talking about loneliness and how to actually combat loneliness, because I used to be a girl who would be like, I'm gonna always have me a man. I used to be a girl who was like always on a date, always had somebody to talk to, I always had something going on. And girl, for the first time ever in my life, I went through a season where I really didn't date. I went through a season where it was literally just me, and I had to overcome loneliness. And that feeling of feeling like you have to be with somebody, and so you're going to stay with the wrong person, or the person who like when you speak to them, it doesn't even feel right, but you don't want to be lonely, or you've had so much history with a person and it's better to talk to someone than no one. So you keep staying with that same person or multiple people. I've definitely been in that same situation. And so in this video today, we're going to talk about how to overcome loneliness and, just some ways to change your perspective on loneliness. So let's get into it, girl. So I think the biggest thing for overcoming loneliness, because 3 years ago and 2 years ago, if you would have told me, I would have went through a period where I never, I wasn't dating for a whole year, or I didn't have me a man, I would have told you you're lying. I would have told you I was never doing that because I didn't see it was necessary. But sometimes when you're lonely, or you at a space where nobody's hitting your phone, or your phone might feel dry, or you may feel like, you're going through a season where it's like nobody, it's a lot of times preparation for your future self. Because a lot of times when we have men and stuff, sometimes they are distractions. Let's face it, the wrong man, the man who you won't marry, is a distraction. And so, you might have spent your time going out to eat with Jaquan, you want to phone with Chris, then on Tuesday, you about to see Daryl, and then on Friday, you about to see Steve, and it's a distraction. You could be putting your time, your energy into working out, to your business, or other things you want to do for yourself or your life, and you're putting it constantly into men and in these relationships, and then they're draining you of your energy, they're draining you of your discipline, they're draining you, and they're just literally distractions. So I think one perspective to help you if you're feeling lonely is to say, okay, what am I actually supposed to do at this time? Asking God, what should you do at this time? Because you don't not have a man for no reason. Now you single, it's not for no reason. And one thing that I used to do, if I could be transparent, I would take my time to try and, just go intentionally be with other men, or find something else to do with someone else. But when you become fulfilled in your life and you actually start doing things for you that you like doing for you, it's going to make it a lot, it's going to make it a lot more difficult to settle and become in the wrong situations or toxic situations. When you're lonely, girl, and nobody's hitting your phone, and you feeling like, man, I really wish I had me a man, a little boo. And girl, trust me, those feelings definitely come up, but you have the opportunity to work on yourself. So I'm trying to tell you, I used to be very disrespectful, crazy, all of the things. And I've had time to heal and work on, trauma from the past. Obviously, I'm not perfect, but just some things that really were hurting me when it came down to men. I had time to deal with that and give it to God, so that way I don't keep doing that and being disrespectful when someone else approaches me or I have new relationships. So I took time to work on some of that stuff. And when you are lonely or single, or you don't have the options that you once had, really think about that and really be okay, this is the perfect opportunity for me to work on myself, improve my mental health, improve my speech, or improve whatever thing that you may not really be aware that it's bad, but it is bad about yourself, so you can change it so you can receive the good for yourself. Because you're lonely or you're single doesn't mean that something is wrong with you. And just because you feel a longing for love, it isn't wrong. The only thing is what we continue to do because we're lonely. And just because you feel lonely don't mean that you have to go back to men who've hurt you, disrespected you, who once had access to you, and then they mishandled you. Because I've been in this situation before as well, where I found myself, because I was only going back to men from my past, or going back to people who were once familiar to me. But the problem is, when you're lonely and you go back to people who were no good for you or who mishandled you, they usually do the same thing again, and nothing is different at all. Just girl to girl, I know what it's like to be lonely, but you definitely can overcome loneliness. And one way by doing that is honestly becoming busy and doing things for yourself in the meantime, until you meet someone who's actually good for you. Because at the end of the day, we really don't just want toxic relationships, and we don't want men who aren't good for us. We want men of God. We want men who will love us and will take care of us. So it's not to say to shut yourself off from a relationship, because that's not what I'm here to tell anybody to do, but to work on yourself and make yourself busy maybe until that time comes. So, you know, like I said, like working out, working on your hairstyles, maybe learn how to do makeup, because I heard it's a lot of girls who don't know how to do their own makeup, which I don't even know, because I can never be that. Like, I've been doing my own makeup forever, you know. Getting your nails done, practicing upkeep on your body, or, you know, improving your credit. Like, it's just so many different things that you actually can do and work to do. You know, you just have to be willing to do them for yourself and not put all your attention into, I'm going to chase after a man. Because a lot of times when you chase after a man because you're lonely, you settle for things that you were never designed to be in. And I'm telling you, they will lead to heartbreak or situations where you're looking 100% crazy because it wasn't something that you were supposed to do. So it's better to be lonely and at a place where you peaceful, because I'm telling you, when I had men on my line and I had situations going down, like, bro, I was no peace. It was no peace. When I tell you I had no peace, like mentally, it was always distractions, confusion, all these thoughts coming in my mind. And I just like really didn't have a lot of peace about anything, because I'm talking to this person, that person, this person, that person. And I'm trying to maintain all these relationships that I'm really not designed to have. And so it's like, when you cut them relationships out, you really see how peaceful your life becomes. And so this is not to say you're never going to be with nobody. This is not to say get rid of all people. But this is to say to get rid of unnecessary men and situations in your life if you don't need them. And if you feel lonely, girl, that's okay. That's a good thing. Keep working on yourself and keep going forward. Once again, my name is Starla Shay. I'm the CEO and founder of Girl Start Over. Girl, if you need any type of help, encouragement, you want to purchase a book, a journal, a planner, definitely go to girlstartover.com for more conversations on healing, topics about relationships, business, encouragement, and all the things, girl. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye.